There we go. I hope all of you are doing well this afternoon or evening, wherever you happen to be. Danielle here from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you are new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you are catching this on the replay, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. But if you would like to join us live, go ahead and check out that description box below where you can see all of the regular days and times that I stream here on YouTube, along with links to my crystal shop, social media, community Discord, and all of my online Reiki certification classes. If you're here live, go ahead and click the live chat button. Feel free to request any kind of healing that you'd like special attention to, and we'll go ahead and take it into the crystal grid. We'll build this crystal grid for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we will transition into the Reiki portion. If you're watching this on the replay and you want to skip ahead to the Reiki portion, go right ahead. Skip ahead either to the chapter mark if I've been able to add one, or you can go ahead and just slide the button over to about the 1 hour mark, or when you see the lights begin to shift, and just enjoy the music and the Reiki. And thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'm going to take a peek in the chat and see who all is here, say some hellos. So let's go over to the grid. I've already started it up for all of us. Started it up with also some of the beautiful stones that we selected earlier this afternoon and kept them in the center, and added a few more as well. So let's dive in. Okay, great. So let me get the lighting adjusted here. It's good to see you all. Absolutely. Happy. Full moon in Cancer. There we go. So I've started off with our usual copper, which helps to break up energy blockages and get the energy flowing. We also have underneath that some nephrite jade, an all over blessing of good fortune, love, happiness, success, and all things important. We've got some pyrite to help bring in some intuition and some protection, as well as to help get the energy moving optimally. Also really helpful for memory and mind. We have some lapis by request too. Lapis helps to embody all of the things that we would think of with integrity, openness, honesty, all the good things, as well as moving up in career. Also a helpful stone for pain and inflammation. And to help fight disorganization as a tendency. We have some moss agate to help with any kind of illness, infection, anything that's spreading throughout the body. It really helps combat that quite beautifully. We have some peridot, which helps to break up patterns and cycles that we have in our behavior that really aren't serving us. And it also helps to bolster the friendships and relationships, and find new ones that support these more positive attributes that we're moving towards. Carnelian helps to bring in financial abundance while also balancing logic and intuition. We have rutilated quartz, which helps to give us physical energy and replenish physical energy where it's been lost from illness, working too hard, etc. It helps to balance the mind-body connection, and this is in support of Korakara's stepfather. He's struggling with some colon cancer. This has been thought for many generations to help support those who are receiving care for cancer. It's thought to direct the treatments to the places that could use it the most. So we'll put that in there. We also have rose quartz. It's an intensely therapeutic and also extremely consistent burst of unconditional love. No matter what you're moving through in your life, no matter what you're letting go of or parsing through, it can be really hard to let go when you're in the back of your mind a little worried that what comes to replace it might even be worse. Having this in our environment helps remind us that there's always unconditional love that we can invite into those places. And so it makes it a lot easier to cycle things out. Amethyst is exceptionally helpful with opening up to spirituality and to be a little bit more gentle on ourselves when we're doing any kind of self-improvement work. We can get a little bit down on ourselves when we're correcting anything that we're doing. And this helps to keep it light. Yes, accountability, but also tenderness. It also helps you to keep those kind of boundaries, being accountable for what we are needing to be accountable for and not holding ourselves accountable for things that other people need to take care of. So it's very much linked with the 12-step programs in that. And clear quartz, because this helps to really boost any other healing intentions, the power of any other crystals. It's also a really great blank slate if you want to create your own talisman or your own touchstone. You can bring any intention that you have to clear quartz, and it will help hold that and share it when you need it. So that is what we have starting us off today. And that was from the requests that we've had, and also from the earlier live stream at 4. And I did see, let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. I did see that future someone asked if I have amber. Unfortunately, I don't. So that'll go on the list. I'm working on it. We've also got, let's see, who's here? We've got Cora Carr, Highland Love, Sean Rogers. We've got, as I said, future someone, Blue Sky, Jennifer Vatsa, good to see you. Key and Patty, Chris, Vincent, Michelle, welcome in. And we've got, yeah, and I think I said Chris already. If not, hi, Chris. Good to see you all. Something to help you recover from COVID. Oh, I'm so sorry. Definitely the rutilated quartz can help with giving you the energy to kind of push through it. There's also something we've used on previous spikes of COVID numbers. Green kyanite. It's thought to really help the lungs and breathing, and a lot of folks gave feedback that they found it helpful. Additional things that green kyanite can do, and this is basically when I say the chest, I mean specifically the chest, throat, lungs, the heart, and even asthma, but also to blend the spiritual life with your mundane life. So if you have trouble being like Buffy over here, you know, killing the demons and doing the spiritual thing, and then Buffy over here being a high school student, this would help you blend those two things. She could have really been helped by some green kyanite. But it also helps with wisdom through intuition, so learning from our intuition the deeper lessons and the deeper meanings, as well as it helps plants and our connection with nature spirits. So I'll bring this in. I hope that this helps. I really do. COVID's the worst. I'm so sorry. So far, I've been really lucky. Knock on all the things. Knock on the bamboo. Knock on the wood. But mostly because I get to work from here most of the time. And I'm still wearing masks. But even with all of that, so many folks get it. But I'm lucky and I'm grateful for that. But who knows how long that will hold out for. So lots of love to you. Lots of support to you. And thank you for being here. We've also got blue kyanite, iolite. Jennifer, what kind of calcite would you like? Because I've got a whole bunch of different ones. And I'm happy to grab any of them for you. Let's see. Okay, let me start from the top here. Oh, and Highland Love, do you have any specific agate you would like? Because I also have tons of those. Let's see. Did you put any other special intentions here? Yeah, just woohoo. I love the positivity. Thank you so much. We've got citrine. I don't have magnetite. I'm sorry. So what are we adding to the list today? Amber, and I think magnetite's already on it. Yeah, magnetite's on it. I'll add amber. Sorry about that, hun. But we do have serpentine, so let me add that. Serpentine here is, and let me, sorry if I keep bringing you feedback from the mic wire. Hopefully that'll stop. Serpentine is fantastic for calcium and magnesium absorption, both of which I really struggle with. Also great for things like muscle weakness, rashes, including eczema, as well as trance meditation. Some folks do use it for diabetes and hypoglycemia. I don't struggle with those, and I've not used that with a client with those, but can't hurt to carry around a stone while you're taking care of those things. So I will bring that in. Serpentine in general too, I find really helpful for like just soothing and pain, especially if I'm sick or injured and I'm just really stressed about it. It helps me focus on my body, but also calm my mind while I'm going through that. So I hope that that helps. And let me know if there is any other stuff, like a specific agate you would like, or anything in place of the magnetite. Loving supporting friendships, sustaining current bonds. Peridot definitely helps with those. It's like the best friendship stone, along with turquoise, which is on the list. Something calming. Absolutely. How about some green calcite? That's my favorite go-to for calming. Great for anything having to do with anxiety, worry in general. It can also help ease and I apologize if you hear any sirens in the background. West Philly gonna West Philly on a full moon Friday. But green calcite can be really helpful, like I said, for, oh, hang on. Yep, there we go. Just wanted to let that pass. Hey, Maria, welcome in. Okay, good. I have definitely something for that. And thank you for lighting a candle, Chris. Blue or honey calcite? How about both? Bring that into. But yeah, green calcite also helps with the tension that can be held in our physical body when we're stressed out, when we're anxious, when we're worried. This helps to kind of lighten the mood, and it can be really reassuring. So we'll bring this in. And Vincent, you love that description of green kyanite for balancing different roles. Yeah, it can be so helpful for that. And thank you. Let's see, turquoise. I definitely have turquoise on the list. Okay, so let's do honey calcite. Honey calcite helps with optimism in really even the most difficult of times, but it balances the sacral chakra, which is how we relate to other people, and the solar plexus, which is our center of will and personal identity and how we show up in terms of character. So who am I? What do I want? Along with how do I fit into society and how do I balance my needs and wants with the needs and wants of others? It's a great stone for all of those things. It's also really helpful for attracting friends and colleagues that are in that same kind of mode of understanding, of looking for how they can best be of service, but also how they can best support themselves. So yeah, wonderful for that. Put that here. And for blue calcite, we were working with that earlier and it felt so nice. I didn't get a chance to fully tidy after the last round. Sorry. Pardon me while I try to get a little bit more settled. So blue calcite helps with our sense of being able to cope with even the most intense things. It can help us with those kind of uncried tears also when it comes to, I have these feelings and I struggle with expressing them or even understanding them. It can be great for that, but also just emotional everything, not knowing quite where to pull support from or what to focus on. This is one that I definitely used a lot personally and for a lot of clients in the initial year or so, after COVID hit. It's just sort of like everyone's letting go of things that were really meaningful, canceling events that are really meaningful and things like that. And this really helped with that. I have to kind of figure out how to take care of myself and maybe grieve something that's not quite super tangible. This can be a really good one. So let's put this on the clear quartz, because I feel like it's a great stone for today with all of this Cancer energy and this Cancer full moon during a Mercury retrograde. When Mercury retrograde is a time when we're meant to be focusing inwardly, which is why it's so hard. We also have, and I hope that helps, hun, ruby, sodalite, jet, black obsidian. There's jet. So let's start there. Black obsidian is helpful for even shock in general, any kind of shocking anything that really is serious trauma or something very acute. In terms of emotional acute, I mean. But it can also be really helpful for being protective. So if you feel that you really just need almost like a crystal to have your back, this is a really great one. It helps to be by our side while we're sad, while we're grieving, while we're letting go of quite a bit of things. Also really helpful for nervous pets. So for that, I often get asked, what can help my nervous dog, cat, what have you? This is a good one. I used a lot of black obsidian when I was helping my last cat many years ago when I first got her. She had separation anxiety once she first opened up to bonding, so that was very helpful. Jet looks very similar, yet it is quite different. This is actually a type of fossilized wood that's been fossilized through very intense heat very, very quickly, usually volcanic in nature. And this helps us to sit with that shocking grief and everything is different, including us. So whether it's a catastrophic injury or illness that changes our body and we need to kind of cope with that and come to terms and grieve who we were and step into who we are now, or loss of a close loved one, loss of a business, loss of your home, something along those lines. Also can help to call back lost pets. So definitely for Patty and Key on this one. Okay. We have I did see a request for carnelian in there. This helps with relationships, and yes, it's definitely helpful for the sacral chakra in terms of sexuality, sexual function and dysfunction, fertility, but it's also really great for that, for the greater understanding of how we all relate to one another. How do I show up and hold space for you? How do you show up and hold space for me? What tasks do I take on? What tasks do you take on? It can be wonderful in a workspace, roommates, anything like that. Also very helpful for calling upon a spiritually significant relationship, as well as helping to fight the apathy and laziness that can kind of creep in when we've been at something for a long time. This is also thought to be helpful for healing wounds, and cold and allergies, which I'm sure there's somebody here with a cold, so we'll bring this in. also have Mookaite. Oh yeah, ruby, tourmalinated quartz. So tourmalinated quartz is fantastic at breaking up blockages and including energy blockages. It's also thought to be helpful for scar tissue, whether it's on the body, or in the emotions. Excuse me. It's also thought to help with manifesting a new job or source of income, like side gigs or passive income, for example. Really protective in travel and thought to help with the cardiac system and the physical heart and the body too. Also helps break up patterns from childhood. Let's put that on top of the rose quartz. I'm sure we have a request for sapphire, so I'm actually going to bring that out now because sapphire and ruby are very, very close together in terms of how they form. So sapphire we've been using here quite a bit. It's a member of the group of stones called the corundum, not conundrum, corundum. And I'll show you them back to back. Now, this is what they look like in their most raw state, like they actually form with this structure. And in this shape. So especially for those of you who've been to like the UK and up around there, you may be familiar with the basalt that kind of comes up out of the ground. Yeah, it forms in a very similar way, and I believe that's a member of the corundum family too. There are 9 on the scale of Mohs hardness. So talc is 1, diamond is 10, and these are 9. Sapphire is excellent for connecting with spiritual guidance, channeling, mediumship, and being able to take those spiritual messages and translate them for someone else so that they can be understood. So we will bring these in. Whereas ruby is quite different. Ruby is one that goes along really well with particularly garnet. This is definitely a leadership stone, and a powerful leadership stone at that. It helps with seeing the big picture, working with different people, their personalities, their different skill sets, and really seeing all the things that need to get done, taking that larger step back, taking a peek at it, and making all the parts move in a way that will get things done. So a leadership stone for sure, and that's ruby. And I know we're so used to seeing these stones look so different when they're set in jewelry. There we go. Sodalite helps with expression. So the sacral chakra helps us with creativity as well. Then it's a matter of the throat chakra that helps us express that creativity, whether it's singing, dancing, music, art, spoken word, speaking to people, communication. So this is the stone of that part, actually getting the message out. Can be really helpful with things like writing, writing as well as physically speaking, especially if you have something that you're trying to say and it's almost like your throat goes out on you when you try to say it. If you're worried about speaking in front of a group, this is a really powerful stone. Helps also with homesickness. It helps to ground impulses, and it's also thought to be really helpful for anyone going through menopause or struggling to come to terms with aging. So this is sodalite. And where shall we place you? Let's put these counter to each other. And thank you so much for being here. Oh yeah, Mookite. Mookite also goes by Australia jasper. Comes in a number of different colors. These just happen to be like a burgundy. And it helps us to accept change and also make decisions. So especially when things are changing and it's almost like we don't want to make a decision because we don't know what's going on, and that means like things are kind of final if we make that decision. This can really help loosen that up. It's also thought to be really helpful for an immune boost and to calm digestion if it's really fiery. So let's go ahead and put some Mookite here and here on top of our Amethyst. Iolite helps with what would be considered psychopomp or shamanic journeying or visionary meditation. It's also really helpful for sleep, as is Amethyst really helpful for sleep. This is also thought to be helpful for weight loss and fever. So we'll bring this in. I'm actually going to move the Mookite down just a bit and put the Iolite on top of the Amethyst. I love how they work together. We've also got just making sure everybody's doing well. Something for an infection that can help your body fight it. Absolutely. It's already in here. It's called moss agate. And this helps with whether it's virus, bacteria, any kind of external sort of thing that's out of balance in the body. This can be really helpful to kind of root it out of the body. This is also a stone that I see used in Chinese medicine for that, whereas tree agate is more used in Ayurveda to help clear the energy channels. But yeah, this can be really helpful, and I hope that helps you too. The rutilated quartz is also thought to help with directing the healing exactly where it needs to go and giving us an energy boost to get through things like illness and get our energy back after we've fought off something like an infection. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Let's see what else we have. Unwanted attention from men. Totally gotcha. Black obsidian can be helpful for that. And the other one, unwanted attention from men, a little bit different, but I would usually think red coral because it helps with misogyny and protecting against that. The cats seem to have made off with it, so I'm still looking for that. But definitely red tiger eye too. But yeah, I would say in general, black obsidian, really helpful for that. Here is red tiger eye. This helps to, it's really strong in helping to deflect any kind of negativity, whether it's especially anything like bullying. So this can also be helpful in this kind of thing. Anything like bullying, triangulation. If you're getting unwanted attention and then they try to almost gaslight you into thinking like you're the problem, this will be helpful. But it even protects all the way up to and through like negative spiritual work too. So this is very protective. Also helps to manifest money in a hurry. hope that helps too. Red tiger's eye, mahogany obsidian. Sapphire's there. Garnet we have. Garnet is good for organization as well as basically getting things done. Everything you would think of a Capricorn to do. This helps you to think of how to get things done in the most efficient way. It's great for not just looking at the way things have always been done, but looking for the best way to do things. Definitely one of those, like it definitely goes along, like I said, with Ruby in terms of leadership, organization, structure, things like that. So let's go ahead and place these for now here. Let's do this. I think we might have a pretty full boat today. So that's garnet. We also have blue kyanite, we have sapphire, we have rose quartz. Mahogany obsidian. Chevron amethyst. Let's do all of these three. Mahogany obsidian helps with the idea that that something has to be perfect, and so we get paralyzed in that. Sort of like, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet. And it's like, you've been working on that for years. Why haven't you let it go? It's not perfect yet. That kind of thing. Also with attachment to needing to be validated by the output or the work that you put out, or waiting for validation from someone before you can move forward. This helps us to let go of those feelings of I'm not quite good enough, or I need someone else to weigh in and tell me it's good enough. So this helps with a lot of that. So let's go ahead and even put that behind the garnet, because I feel like that is a good combo. Blue kyanite can be very helpful on the spiritual side of things too, especially when it comes to understanding spiritual messages. Also with self-pride, in terms of like the healthy, what they would call an integrated energy therapy, like spiritual pride, being proud of who you fundamentally are and seeing yourself as a loving, beautiful human being, just for being exactly who you are. Also helpful for anyone, it's thought to be really helpful for anyone who's had brain injury or a stroke or anything like that, where mobility and speech might be affected. But yeah, understanding spiritual messages is one of the more common uses that I see. So we'll balance this. We'll balance out the green kyanite with the blue. There we go. Chevron amethyst is a deeply spiritual stone. It helps with connecting with our spirit guides and helpers. And it helps with connecting in a way that we can go back and forth. Like, hey, universe, I'd really like this. And the universe being like, are you sure you don't want to tweak that a bit? And actually, that's right in front of you, or whatever that might look like. It helps with that going back and forth, but it also helps with it's really, really helpful when it comes to gaining spiritual messages, like through channeling and mediumship. It's another one that goes along really well with sapphire for that. Any kind of visionary work, any kind of psychopomp work. It also helps with manifesting back and forth, getting that dialogue with the universe, as well as tolerance of others. So I'll bring these in. I don't know, those don't feel quite right. Let's do this. Yeah, that feels better. We also have aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. Helps to balance the root and earth star chakra, which is enacting our purpose here on earth and moving forward and making progress with things, with the upper soul star chakra, which is above the crown, and that's our like spiritual to-do list. That's the highest possible version of what we can envision for our future right now, which is constantly kind of updating. The two of them together, being that they're opposite ends of our energy field, help to open up a space where the Kundalini energy, which is coiled at the base of the spine, can move more freely. So it aids in folks that are working with Kundalini awakening to have that flow being a little bit more opened and a little less stop-start and a little more even flow. So let's go ahead and place there, that one there. Awesome. So we got rose quartz, aqua aura, rutilated we have hematite. Hematite can be very grounding. In ancient times, it was thought to help clear and purify the blood. So in a way, you could set an intention around it helping to clear infection from your body. But this has often been linked with the blood because it's got a high iron content. You can even see in this one in the front there, a little bit of red. And that's exactly what you're seeing there is the iron content. So it's also, I feel, helpful for us to connect with the earth because it's physically heavy because of the iron content, where we can allow energy to release back into the earth, feeling a lot more connected and grounded and stable. These are all really grounding earthy stones alongside very potentially ungrounding stones. But that's okay because everything works together in its balance. And aqua aura is one a lot of us have been working with for depression, seasonal affective disorder, things like that. Of course, like everything I've mentioned here, it is a complement. It's not meant to replace anything, but we have found it to be really helpful. I have too for struggling with depression. This is clear quartz that was processed with gold using a man-made process. And as such, some folks are really like, I don't want altered stones. Fair enough. So there's also not a lot written about it, but I find that it can be very helpful with those kinds of things. So yeah, aqua aura. Let's put you here for now, and we'll see where you go. Got jade, garnet, sapphire, chevron, amethyst, tree agate. The only thing with tree agate is I don't have a lot of small specimens. So last time we used the heart-shaped specimen that I have. This time, let's use the one with druzy. So tree agate helps to, it's sacred in Ayurveda, and it's thought to help clear the nadi, N-A-D-I, in the body. Nadi are the energy pathways that are seen in Ayurveda. Not completely dissimilar from the concept of meridians, but they're definitely not the same. The druzy here is actually baby crystals that have started to form on it. So it's like, this is going to clear all of that stuff. And oh, by the way, here's some new fresh energy for you. Spirit quartz is druzy. But here we go. Awesome. Okay, cool. That is really great for health on all levels to kind of optimize the flow through the body and get everything moving harmoniously. It's thought to complement every body type, every balance, imbalance. It's like a universally balancing stone. And I have that on the website as well. So I think we got all those. Hey, ABC, Karen K. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. So just a stone for a preemie baby with trouble swallowing. Oh no. Yeah, definitely. It's totally okay, JS. Totally okay. Oh, ABC. Awesome. 2023, need magic for you and your sister to get your green cards approved since you've been waiting for like 10 plus years. Absolutely. I would usually use tourmalinated quartz for that to kind of cut through red tape. Like, honestly, that's what I would use. It can also help with housing and things like that. But I'm also thinking there's some other good ones. Okay. For little preemie baby, emerald, especially, it helps with bronchitis, lungs, and all of that kind of stuff too. But it also helps with a passion for work and life, so it can help breathe some, help combat any tendency towards any like thriving issues. Also helps with skin and tissue, and lungs are definitely any preemie baby that's less part of us to develop, so lungs are a big deal. It also helps for the rest of us, helps to restore confidence to anyone who's been sort of bullied or picked on or belittled, especially if it has to do with weight or appearance. And like I said, healing skin and tissue. It's a lot of love energy too, but definitely for throat. And let's see, I also want to use blue lace agate for the throat and the mouth and things too. But yeah, this is going to be helpful for respiratory stuff. And then for swallowing and things is going to be blue lace agate. So let's see, where shall we place these? Let's put a couple of them in the pot here. Let's do this. So that is emerald. And like I said, blue lace agate can help with the throat and things too. Oh, help finding your green card and social security card too. Okay, cool. And this is blue lace agate. This is also a very loving stone and a very supportive stone. This can help with expressing difficult emotions. So perfect for this Cancer full moon in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, which makes us focus inward on ourselves. Also thought to help with things like skin allergies and arthritis and fractures and things like that. So this can be really helpful. I often have used it for folks who are struggling with things like headaches, and they found this helpful too. This one I will sprinkle around the inside. So finding what is lost. Trouble swallowing. I really hope that helps. Something for helping find an object. Absolutely. Anyone here use any crystals for finding something that's lost? I usually call on I think of him as an ascended master, Anthony, but some would call him Saint Anthony. Ooh, fire quartz, I'll bring that in too. Finding new love, carnelian, Jennifer, and I'm also going to bring in some moonstone for you because hello, full moon. And if nobody else has an idea what to do to a stone to call in something that's lost, I'll look one up and then we'll dive in because now I'm really curious. So moonstone can help with calling in a new love or romance partner. It's also excellent for any kind of full moon magic or full moon energy. This is one that helps us to reconnect with the cycles of nature and the cycles within ourselves. It's also really helpful. It's another one that's protective during times of travel and connection with wisdom, ancient wisdom, and the sacred feminine. So I would also say if anything's going to be protective of women for Patty, this could be a really good one. This could be a really good one. So I'll put this near the red tiger eye. Let's see. Back pain, let's bring in some Amazonite. Excellent for the spine and spinal nerves. Also helpful for our lovely folks like Vincent to, have the people who tend to focus on caring for others, often to the detriment of themselves, to see that they are worthy of all of the love and care to the exact caliber and beyond of what they would show others. This can also be helpful for spinal nerves. Hey, Heart, good to see you. Inner strength, claiming your own inner power. Definitely the red stones. Let's see. Strength in times of change is this guy. Claiming your own power. And finding what's lost. Add something for staying in the present and not the past or the future. Yes, Herkimer. So not only can Herkimer help with balancing out what we're manifesting to make it more spiritually aligned with everyone it touches, but this can help us be in the present moment really, really well. It's also great for intuition and metabolism. So we'll bring that in. It can also really harmonize energies that don't quite get on perfectly. I feel like it gets along really well with Chevron Amethyst. Yeah, the synchronicity of this group is always amazing. Chalcopyrite peacock ore. The only chalcopyrite I have is this very small amount that is in a quartz cluster. And this one is like gold is part of that peacock ore, but this is part of it. Yeah, this can help remove blockages. It's also good for bringing in focus if you have trouble focusing on things. And yeah, it's just a great stone overall. Clear quartz helps to send that energy out. Put that here for now. So let's look for a stone that helps us to find things that are lost. Let me see if I can look that up in any of my books. If any of you have any suggestions, let me know. Yeah, I can't quite think of any. Chrysoprase? I can bring some chrysoprase out. Chrysoprase is great for following through, picking up the pieces after disappointment or a loss of some kind. Can also help us to kind of check in with ourselves when we feel like we've just got too far to go on this road and feels like we're not getting anything done despite all the work. It can help us take pride in what we've been able to accomplish so far and realize that all of our effort and knowledge that we gained along the way isn't a loss. Labradorite's a great idea. Let's use that. Yeah, Labradorite's a great idea. We'll even use this one. One of the concepts that Labradorite can help us with is clairvoyance. And so that can help us to almost visualize things to come back. It's also a great detective stone. Absolutely, thank you. This is one that can also help with detailed attention, finding errors and things like needle in a haystack type stuff. If you are looking for something, this will help you spot it in what you're looking through. It also can help with disputes, whether it's in a workplace or like a customer service type thing, and also helps sleep, which was Jennifer's request. Thank you, future someone. Okay. Whoop. Let's see. I think we are good. Inner strength, claiming our power. Let's see. I would generally say red jasper can really help with that. Also, garnet. Garnet too. This one's excellent. Honey, calcite definitely helps. So we can bring this in. Let's bring in one big piece right here. Red jasper. Actually, I feel like it's this one that wants to come out. And let's see. I think we are good. Authentic and joyful connection with self and others. Lapis for sure, which we have in the grid. As well as honey calcite and carnelian, all of which are in the grid. So JS, that's for you. And one last one I wanted to add in was for the preemie. I'm going to throw in some rhodochrosite. That helps with mother-child bonding, which can be a little hard with preemies because it's not like mom can hold the baby all the time. And there always feels like there's a little bit of a separation there because they're at the hospital and things. So rhodochrosite can be really helpful there. It is thought to help with things like the lungs and asthma, so it doesn't exactly hurt in that regard. It also helps with things like heart circulation, connection with ancestors, and like I think I already said stress headache, because I'm sure parents and everybody else is having a little bit of stress right now. It's a really stressful time. Yeah, my nephew was a very, very preemie. Very, very preemie. So we will go ahead and add this in as well. Not sure where, but we'll find a space. Because why not? Oh, that's where it landed. That's where it's going to go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's a beautiful and very full grid. Thank you all so much for helping build it. I'm going to go ahead and quickly explain a little bit about what Reiki is, how it works, what you can expect. And while I do that, if you need to take a little loo run, you can do that now. If you would like to help lift the energy before we dive in, go ahead and either think of things that you are grateful for or type them into the chat. And you can be general, you can be vague, you can be specific. It's totally up to you. I know it's a very public forum, but go ahead and share those things that you're grateful for. I'm going to describe what Reiki is, and then we are going to just go ahead and dive into the healing. So thanks so much for being here on this beautiful Friday evening, or whatever day or time it is wherever you happen to be watching this. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I have been teaching and practicing Usui Reiki for over 14 years now. If you want to learn more about my live online Reiki classes, community Discord, crystal shop, or social media, all of that is linked in the description below, as are my regular days and times for streaming 5 times a week here on YouTube. And so what is Usui Reiki? Well, Usui Reiki, this is one style of working with Reiki energy that's around us, and this particular method was created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan. And while there are many different styles of Reiki and many different techniques for healing, Usui's techniques specifically have connections to many different spiritualities, energy healings, and lots of other, even indigenous connections, even connections to the indigenous spirituality of Japan known as Shintoism. In fact, the very concept of what energy is and how it works really does come from Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything is interconnected. Everything has a soul, and where we show up and how we act impacts the whole, and the everyone and everything else that is connected impacts us as well. Within this interconnectedness, there are many other features and entities and energies at play, one of which is this spiritually guided soul energy. And that's roughly what Reiki translates to being. This energy is not mine, not yours. It's just, it is. Our body, minds, and spirit work with it all the time for physical healing, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being as well. Much like we're mostly made of water and we don't really think of it that way, yet it's absolutely critical for every single function our body has, to the point where we can't consciously control most of it. Very similar with Reiki. It's a part of us on such an innate level that our body, mind, and spirit know how to work with it. Everyone is interconnected to it, and our body knows how to make the best of it. When I practice Usui Reiki and share it with you, essentially I'm connecting with this force and directing more of it to you to help support your body, mind, and spirit to come to the best balance that they can to support your well-being on all levels. What do you need to do in this session? Not a darn thing. Go ahead and make yourself as physically comfortable as you can. You can lay down, sit up, you can go ahead and do some stretches if you want. There's no rules for it. You can close your eyes and simply relax, or you can use this time to journal, write some music, maybe check in on some cards for yourself, whatever feels right for you in this day. As I send, I will turn the lights down. The lights will move through several different colors, slowly and evenly. They will not flash or strobe. And the music will be uplifting and calming, and you can learn all about our musical creator. Down in the description below, you can check out her YouTube channel if you like the music. You can listen to it all day long as well. And during the session, you don't need to keep your mind silent. You don't need to focus on anything. In fact, if things keep coming to mind, let them play themselves out. Maybe there's some fruit for that. Maybe your subconscious has something to say. You might get some wisdom from above. You might get some feelings in your physical body. Your feelings may shift. You may release some emotions. You may feel some new emotions coming in. Reiki is supporting you exactly the way that's magical for you today. So this will feel different than other sessions you have gotten or will get. As I connect to that energy and send to all of you, I will send for 25 minutes. And at the end of that 25 minutes, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out, at which point you can come back to the room if you'd like. You can ask any questions in the chat. You can share any experiences that you feel inclined to share, or you can simply go on and have a beautiful evening or day wherever you happen to be enjoying this. Now, because we're all interconnected with this Reiki energy, it doesn't matter where you are in terms of miles or even in terms of time. So whenever you happen to be finding this recording, hello from the past, I hope you're going to have a beautiful day, and I know that you're going to enjoy this healing. Know that for even those of you who are here live, if ever you want to go ahead and get a healing and I'm not live at that moment, go ahead to our past live streams and just sit back and enjoy. You can always slide the timer over till you see the lights begin to shift and just enjoy the healing. Or you can listen to the banter and the back and forth about what kinds of crystals you want to work with. I'm so glad to have all of you here. All of us coming together and putting requests in for the crystal grid actually does help the healing. There's a concept called communal chi that we see in China and in other cultures as well. But in China, they see it as the more people come together with the same or similar intentions, the greater the energy potential available to support that. So by all of us coming together with the intention for any kind of personal healing, it greatly empowers that. And putting it together in something tangible like a crystal grid, even more so. So thank you so much for the role that you played in making today's healing so special. It's been an honor and a pleasure to hold this space so far, and I can't wait to share some Reiki with you. So get cozy, lay down, sit up, bust out a couple of stretches, whatever feels right to you, and we're going to dive into the healing momentarily. Awesome, thank you. Grateful you live in West Philly. Blue sky. Yes, West is best. Yeah, there is so much of us West Philly peoples in here. Southwest. Southwest. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've officially worn through all of my West Philly t-shirts. I need to get new ones. Over to Vic's Emporium I will go and buy more West Philly gear. I have plenty of grim gear for, the very nihilistic take on Philly in general. So that's always fun to check out. If you haven't checked out Grim, definitely do. Supportive, so aligned that when I forget an important stone intent, somebody requested it. Yes, it's how we all do here. Oh, thank you. Grateful for guidance, support, love. Me, thank you. My cats, this group. This group is amazing. You guys are incredible. And I did hit the goal of 500 subscribers by New Year's. It was right before New Year's, so thank you so much, everybody. When we get to 1,000, there's a lot more we can do as a channel that I can do for the community, but I'm working on everything I can to make it even better for all of you so far, and I'm always open to requests, so let me know. But without any further ado, let's go get comfy. I'm going to send for about 25 minutes. At some point, the cats will probably hop up on my lap. There is a Hattie right next to me right now. And enjoy your healing, and I will see you in 25 minutes. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. If you want to come back from this peaceful space, you can gently move, stretch, or bend. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. You're so welcome, Jennifer. I hope you sleep well. Thank you, Heart. You're so welcome, Chris. I'm not teaching this weekend, and if you would like to connect this weekend, we totally can. Yes, thank you everyone for being here. You are so totally welcome, and I love this community that we're growing and thriving so much. I'm so glad, Maria. Lots of love to you. Yeah, this is a very emotional time. You are not alone in that. It's Cancer full moon in the middle of Mercury retrograde, which is meant for us to reflect inward on ourselves. It's definitely a time of emotional release for sure. Okay, great. Thank you, Heart. ABC, you're so welcome. It's good to see you, and all the best to you. And Karen, if you're out there, all the best to the preemie. And I do have a sleeping kitty here. She gets up and stirs, like, just as I'm waking up, so. Stone cleaning video. Oh, I can definitely do one. I forgot I was supposed to be doing that. My bad. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I can work on that. Absolutely. Oh, thank you. Thank you, ABC. Lots of love to you, too. I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend, but be kind with yourselves. It's definitely emotional times. There is a video on crystals for protection that I made a while back that some of you may enjoy. And oh, thank you, Highland Love. That's really sweet. I'm going to be doing some like good vibes cleaning, get the energy moving. I did some deep cleaning around this room, and I'm going to be doing some more this weekend of what's behind me and rearranging to make things flow a little bit better. So the backdrop might look a little different on Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to close things out and go have dinner and chill with the cats. I hope that all of you stay warm and safe and healthy this weekend. If any of you are under the weather, I hope that you are feeling better soon. So grateful to have all of you here. Oh, good. Yeah, the protection stone video was fun. Yeah, I'll do one on stone clearing. That's a lot of fun. There's a lot of ways you can do it without even, you don't have to light anything. And yeah, there's a lot of ways to work with that. Awesome. Thank you for the request. So all of you, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Peace and love to you as well, and lots of peace and love in general, just to the whole world. So you guys are a wonderful group, and I'm so grateful and so lucky and thankful for every single one of you. So all of you, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.